Hello, everyone, and Ramadan Mubarak to all the Muslims around the world currently observing Ramadan this month. Ramadan is a month where many Muslims are reflecting, praying, fasting, and finding different ways to create community. So here's the thing. Not every Muslim observes Ramadan the same way, or some Muslims might not even be fasting this month. The truth is, in our religion, not everyone has to fast if they're pregnant, for example, if they have a health condition, or any other reason that's qualified for not being able to fast. So, in that regard, just because someone is Muslim doesn't mean that they'll be able to fast. Another thing is, some people fast differently, and some things that might bother me might not bother another Muslim. So, for example, sometime this week, one of our colleagues were eating while we were doing a video conference call, and one of our CEOs asked, Fatima, when you begin fasting, is it okay if we snack while we're doing video calls? Now, that is something that I really appreciated because even though it doesn't bother me, that's a great question we can ask to anybody who might be observing Ramadan this month. Another key tip is be flexible with hours. The truth is, a lot of us who are fasting are breaking our fast when the sun sets, which also means that we might not be getting a lot of sleep or we might be staying overnight to pray. Because that's the case, you want to make sure that you're offering flexible hours. Another tip is, which is my favorite, is to send a care package or a food voucher. And a care package is a great way to let someone know you're thinking about them, especially during this time where a lot of people are not able to be in community with their friends and family like they normally would. Another piece about the food voucher is that a lot of times we would come together as a community or even as a family in the mosque or at a community center to break our fast together, what we call iftar, which is our dinner time. So it might be nice, I don't know, to go ahead and send an email to someone with a voucher through um, Grubhub or DoorDash and let them know that you would love to buy their dinner for tonight. So I've given tips to employers, but it's also important for those of us who are observing to think about ways that we can make Ramadan easier on us. The hope is that we have great managers that are going to be accommodating to this, but the truth is sometimes we might have to be the ones to speak up. So the first thing I want to say is decide what work hours work for you. I know for me, I'm more alert in the morning time up into early mid-afternoon, but after about 3:30, 4 p.m., I get a little tired and my brain isn't as quick as it normally would be when I'm not fasting. So, with that said, figure out what works for you. You might not know as of now, but maybe you let your employer or manager know that for the first week or two, you want to know or figure out what hours work for you. So, maybe you're working 7 to 3. Or maybe you do 8 to 4 or 12 to 7. I don't know. Figure out what those hours are where you're most alert and stick to them. Another tip, which is so important and something that I can't stress enough, but please get enough rest. The reason why this is important is that because many of us pray overnight, we might not be sleeping as long as we normally would. So our bodies have to adjust to that. With that said, take it easy on yourself. Obviously, we want to observe prayers and do what we can at night, but also remember that you might have to wake up early in the morning or in the afternoon. That's why the first tip I just gave for employees comes in handy because if you do want to stay up at night to pray, you can probably ask your employer or supervisor, hey, is it okay if I start working at 12 this night? Especially during the last 10 days of Ramadan. My last tip for employees is to find virtual gatherings to participate in. Now, there's so many things happening. We've seen virtual happy hours, we've seen virtual movie nights, we've seen book clubs, all of these things that people are doing to create community. That relates to us as well. The great thing is I've already seen a lot of local mosques, a lot of community centers, and just individuals coming together to have virtual iftar dinners, for example, or virtual halakas, or virtual classes. See what's online, see what's in the community, and see if you can still get that community feel that you would get in person through online. Now, obviously, it won't be the same, but we'll have to work with what we have. Alrighty, I hope those tips were helpful for both employers and employees. And I want to know what you all are doing. So, if you're observing Ramadan and working remotely, or you're an essential worker, what are some things that you're thinking of putting in place, either on your own or by support of your manager? And employers and managers, if this is your first time managing someone who observes Ramadan, or if it's not, but because of this new situation we're in, what are some things that you're planning on doing? Feel free to share with us at ask@shegeeksout.com. Take care.